we are. Rob, 2 locations.
I know. We've done this before. It's fun, and you're in an undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location at the beginning of the Labor Day holiday, like everyone else. But we couldn't stop what we do every single week. It's this week's edition of Deals Revealed, the top restaurant news, sales, listings, even franchise opportunities at We Sell Restaurants, the nation's largest restaurant brokerage firm. I'm Robin Gagnon.
And I'm Rob Morrison, and of course we are so excited to bring you the biggest news of the week. Whether you're looking to buy, to sell, or even join our brand as a franchisee, this is the place to be.
Oh yeah, we're taking you coast to coast, restaurant news, sales, new listings hitting the market. We're sharing tips for those interested in wanting to know what in the world is going on in the world of restaurants and restaurant brokerage. Plus, we're answering your questions live, so drop them in the comments. You can also post anything to our social media channels, and we will follow up.
Sure, and if you're watching live, say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And if you're catching a replay, that's awesome. Type replay so we know that you stopped by.
All right, so every week, Rob, we like to shine a light on some of the biggest shifts happening in the restaurant week and world, and this week we're talking about what else? Cracker Barrel once again.
Yeah, you were all over this one.
Last week we shared that my LinkedIn post was going viral, nearly 300,000 views. That was crazy, thousands of comments. And my thoughts were simple. Cracker Barrel isn't about bland design. You know what you're going for. You're going for the biscuits, meat in 3 plates, rocking chairs on the porch, and wandering through the general store with that oversized candy and a little bit of everything else.
And you predicted, of course, famously that within 6 to 9 months there would be a rollback, and last week on this show it would be much sooner. So what happened? It didn't even make it a week, Robin. Just 6 days later, Cracker Barrel caved in and they announced the new logo was gone, Uncle Herschel is staying, and they thanked their guests for their voices.
Oh, wow. And it wasn't just me. I feel like the entire country weighed in, even President Trump. And once they reversed course, the market reacted just as quickly. Shares rebounded about 7% in after-hours trading. And my original point, though, Rob, that remains unchanged. Restaurant brands are more than just logos. They're stories, memories, and experiences. Change is important, but so is knowing your audience.
Yeah, that's so important. So what a week. Millions of dollars in media mentions, and Cracker Barrel, of course, on everyone's mind. When's the last time you could say that? It was the big story of the week in the restaurant industry. And what else happened? Let's get into that. Let me guess, Robin, we're talking about artificial intelligence.
Once again, you got it. A company called Foodix rolled out a new analytics platform powered by what else? AI. They claim it can increase profits by as much as 20%, which would definitely affect selling prices. Their system tracks operations in real time, everything from sales patterns to labor use, and it's not just looking backward. That's really the key. It's predicting what's coming.
Yeah, that prediction piece, Robin, that's the game changer, right? Restaurants have always relied on gut instinct, of course, maybe a weekly P&L review to decide what to tweak. Now they can see on a Wednesday afternoon that wings are trending and prep more before the Friday rush. Or they can identify right away if a certain location is overstaffed and adjust just before the labor costs eat into those margins. That's proactive management instead of reactive.
That's exactly right. And don't forget, when margins can be as thin as 5% in restaurants, a 20% swing in profit isn't just nice, it's survival. Buyers looking at restaurants should be asking, does this business have data systems like this in place? Sellers, on the other hand, can use these tools to boost their value before listing.
Yeah, AI isn't just in the back office, it's redefining what a restaurant even is. It takes us to another big insight, the explosion of virtual restaurants. As I talk about it, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, Robin. These are digital-only brands you see on delivery apps. Sometimes they're built inside the kitchen of an existing restaurant, so that burger you ordered might have come from a local diner that's also running 3 delivery-only concepts.
And here's the twist and the very interesting part. Some of these brands aren't even built by chefs. Rob, they're built by AI. Logos, names, even menu designs are being generated by tech platforms. Wow, it's a fast way to test new ideas, but it's also raising big questions around transparency. Consumers sometimes have no idea that the food came from a totally different kitchen than the brand name they clicked on.
Right, exactly. So the delivery platforms are starting to push back too, right? They've put some rules in place banning AI generated food photos. They're requiring operators to disclose when multiple brands come out of the same kitchen. And honestly, Robin, it makes sense. If a customer thinks they're supporting a local taco place, but really it's just a ghost brand out of a burger shop, that can seem a little misleading.
Absolutely. But there's no denying the opportunity for a struggling operator. Spinning up a virtual wing or taco brand in your existing kitchen can bring in new revenue with very little overhead. And for buyers, we may start seeing more listings where a single location runs 5 or 6 delivery only brands, and that changes how we evaluate both sales and earnings.
Yeah, and We Sell Restaurants is currently working with Cloud Kitchens on leasing restaurant space nationwide for these virtual brands. We have dozens of locations with space ready made for virtual brands and set for delivery. You can visit our website, and at the bottom of each page, look for Cloud Kitchens or Virtual Kitchens.
All right, so when you put these two insights together, AI for predictability and virtual kitchens, it's clear the industry is transforming on two fronts: smarter tools to run restaurants more profitably, new models of what a restaurant even is. The winners are going to be the operators who use the data to get sharper, and the innovators who can create new brands without losing critical customer trust.
Right, technology moving fast, but the fundamentals haven't changed. And at the end of the day, it's still about serving great food, building loyalty, and creating an experience people want to come back to. The tools just give us new ways to get there. And Robin, that's this week's top insights.
And with that, let's kick off the week's top listings. Okay, so we'll begin with a great opportunity in Smyrna, Tennessee, represented by certified restaurant broker Taylor Clemmer. This is listing 28895, a fully equipped restaurant for sale for $199,000. The space comes complete with furniture, fixtures, and equipment already in place, which means that new owner steps in, opens quickly, no heavy investment of starting from scratch. It's located in a thriving area, and the spot is surrounded by residential growth and steady local demand. And that turnkey factor is huge. For buyers, it's all about speed to market, no waiting on permits, no construction. Just step in and start running your concept. Smyrna is a booming area, strong demographics. Makes this a smart option, Rob, for an operator looking to launch quickly or expand with minimal upfront cost. Listing 28895. It checks the box for efficiency and opportunity.
That looks like a good one for sure. Next up is an incredible restaurant opportunity. It's listing number 28793, which is an American Indian restaurant for sale in Ellenton, Florida. It's priced at just $99,000 by our Sarasota team, Michael and Abby Spizzeri. This location includes a full bar and a large outdoor patio, perfect for happy hours, live music, private events even. With Ellenton's steady flow of locals and tourists, this spot is full of untapped potential. The full liquor license, of course, is giving you the chance to increase profits through cocktails, wine pairings, craft beer offerings even. The current owners can't dedicate the time this business needs. That means huge upside for a hands-on operator, and then add in marketing and expand hours or launch catering and delivery to grow sales fast. Financing is available through our lending partners, offering unsecured loans for qualified buyers so you can avoid those long SBA delays. Don't miss out on listing 28793 and contact Michael and Abby Spizzeri with We Sell Restaurants today. Make this thriving Ellenton restaurant your very own.
I'm always impressed when you get through that pronunciation of their last name. I'm positive I would stumble over it. So I will go to something easier to actually pronounce. A high volume opportunity in Aurora, Colorado, listed by certified restaurant broker Allison Gregory. The listing number is 28780. It's a sports bar, Rob. This is a good one, generating over $1.7 million in sales and over $200,000 in annual profit. It's got everything: well-established, profitable business, loyal customer base, strong sales history, prime positioning, all in a busy community. So for buyers looking for stability and immediate earnings, this one really stands out. And it's not just the numbers, Rob. Hey, listen, Labor Day is upon us. Sports bars are back in the news. There's college and college football and regular football. What do you guys call that? NFL football. Steady traffic driven by events, games, and local gatherings. So this concept, it's dialed in with revenue and profit to build it up at $1.7 million in sales. It's a serious performer and a great opportunity for an operator ready to step into a proven, profitable business in a growing Colorado market. And don't you make fun of me for screwing up NFL.
No, I'm impressed though. 3 big college games tomorrow, Robin. I know you'll be glued to the TV. So whether you're looking for a low-cost entry point in Alabama, turnkey setup in Tennessee, or high-profit sports bar in Colorado, our certified restaurant brokers have opportunities for every kind of buyer. Visit WeSellRestaurants.com for more details on all of these listings. So, Robin, why don't we switch gears? Do you have any insights for sellers?
So here's something we're seeing in 2025, Rob, and that's that buyers are no longer just evaluating restaurants based on profitability alone. They're ranking opportunities by how quickly they can take them over and start generating cash flow. And so for sellers, that makes speed to market one of the most powerful levers in achieving a successful deal.
Exactly, Robin. Buyers are comparing deals with the same question in mind. How quickly can I step in and operate? Restaurants with current licenses, clean leases, transferable staff, they're jumping to the top of the list. On the flip side of that coin, if a seller doesn't have their paperwork in order, like health permits, lease assignments, financial records, the deal can slow down or even stall. That's when deal fatigue gets in there, and those buyers will simply move on.
You nailed it, and the numbers back this up. In our system, restaurants with fully packaged financials, clean lease terms are closing in as little as 90 days. Compare that to operations missing key documents. Those stretch 6 to 9 months or worse, they fall apart completely. So sellers who want the best outcome need to treat deal readiness the same way they treat customer service. It's a non-negotiable priority.
Yeah, and here's the kicker. The fastest closing deals aren't always the biggest. Sometimes it's a small neighborhood cafe with a spotless profit and loss statement and a signable lease, and it's drawing multiple offers. Why? Because the buyer can picture themselves running it tomorrow, not 6 months from now. And it certainly creates that competition the seller wants. And the competition, of course, drives a higher seller price.
And you have to think about that buyer. If they lost a corporate job or they're looking to transition to a new income, hey, maybe they're retired and their wife is just like, get out of the house. They don't want to be months and months without earnings or something interesting to do every day. Here's a real world example. We had a seller recently came in, had everything ready: tax returns, POS reports, equipment list. Most importantly, they had a lease assignment clause that allowed assumption as long as the buyer had the same experience, credit, and net worth as that current owner. Within 2 weeks of going to market, we had multiple signed confidentiality agreements, 3 serious buyers, and 1 accepted offer. So the deal closed in under 75 days. The
Wow.
seller didn't just save time, they maximized value because buyers didn't hesitate. They knew it was a deal that could close quickly.
Right. That's the takeaway, right? Sellers sometimes think preparing financials and gathering documents just paperwork, but in this market, it's the difference between a buyer seeing your listing as an opportunity versus seeing it as a big headache. A buyer will always want a restaurant that feels easy to transition into.
That's it. So the top insight for our sellers this week is simple. Speed sells. The more ready your business is, from clean financials to a transferable lease, the more buyers you'll attract, the faster you will close, and the higher your valuation will be. In today's market, deal readiness isn't just a nice to have, it's your competitive edge.
Yeah, wonderful. Well put. Thanks, Robin. What do we have for buyers this week?
Well, so one of the biggest insight for buyers this week is that competition for good restaurants continues to accelerate. Deals are moving faster, and if buyers aren't prepared, they risk missing out. 2025 is proving to be that year, just like for sellers, where readiness is everything.
Right, and we're seeing multiple offer situations become more common, especially on restaurants with strong financials or in prime markets. A buyer who takes weeks to line up financing or gather documents is often left behind. Sellers are prioritizing those buyers who can demonstrate seriousness and speed.
And here's the reality, Rob. Those restaurants priced right that show clean earnings aren't staying on the market. In our recent data, listings with strong cash flow are going under contract within 45 to 60 days. And you compare that to the 6 months or so we used to see in slower markets. Buyers who hesitate are quickly replaced by those who are ready to act.
Well put. And part of that speed comes down to financing, right? Buyers who build relationships with SBA lenders understand their down payment requirements. They have their personal financial statements ready to go. They're in a position to move quickly. The ones who wait to figure out financing are finding after they found the right listing, they're often a little bit too late.
Here's an example. I'm working today with multiple buyers on a big deal with a lot of stores. So one buyer, it took him 3 weeks to get on a call with me to discuss his questions about the opportunity. Meanwhile, the first buyer, he's already attended Discovery Day. We are deep into due diligence. We are looking to close in a month's time. The old saying, time kills deals. It's real. The first buyer was ready to go and moved quickly on the opportunity. The one who wanted to think it over and get back to me, not in the picture. You know who got the deal. The seller went with the buyer who was prepared and first in line.
Yeah, it's a great example, Robin, and it's a big deal. So the top insights for buyers this week is this. Preparation wins deals. If you want to secure the right restaurant, have your financing conversations early, know your criteria, and be ready to act decisively. In today's market, opportunity favors the buyer who is ready, not the ones who just want to wait.
Okay, and I think we're going to move on now and talk about some of those listings that fell into that category. No waiting, get going. And we'll start with a classic success story out of Georgia, listing 25921, sold by certified restaurant broker Robert Klaus. It was a Georgia diner that delivered over $160,000 in owner benefit. This closed very quickly. It was a long-standing operation with loyal customer base, steady earnings year after year. And diners like this, they are rare because, like Cracker Barrel, they're not just restaurants, they're community fixtures. And what made this listing especially attractive was both the combination of cash flow and consistency. The menu was simple, the operations were clean, and the seller had great books. So buyers could see exactly how the restaurant performed and feel confident stepping in. The seller was ready to retire, and we matched him with a motivated buyer who valued that legacy and was ready to keep it. It's a perfect example of how strong earnings and good records lead to a smooth transaction.
Yeah, well done there. So next up, great story, listing 23363, sold by certified restaurant broker Jay Chandler. He had a big week this week. This was a seafood restaurant for sale with the real estate included. Truly a turnkey package located in Mobile, Alabama, with a thriving market. This concept had built a loyal following over the years, and the real estate made it even more appealing. Gross sales there, Robin, of over $1.5 million. Buyers love, right, when they can control both the business and the property. It means they're
Their
building
own
equity.
landlord, right? It's
Yep,
huge.
it's huge. They're protecting themselves, right, from rent increases and gaining that long term stability. In this particular case, the real estate value plus the operating business created a compelling deal. The buyer not only took over a fully equipped, well known restaurant, they also secured a hard asset that adds value over time. And so, for many operators, that's the dream. Own the walls, own the kitchen, own the future. That's exactly what this particular sale delivered. Well done,
I
Jay.
love it. And he had a huge week, 3 sales in one day. So
That's right.
finally, though, let's head in a different direction. We're going to Virginia for a sweet success story. Listing 22399, sold by certified restaurant broker Don Williams. You know it's summer, it's coming to a close, but we still all scream for ice cream. And he sold a profitable ice cream business in Forest, Virginia, listed at just 149,000. This it was a feel-good deal, really. A community-loved shop with a turnkey setup, an approachable price point. The shop had everything: equipment, recipes, branding, and a strong local following. So buyers looking for a lifestyle-friendly business, something that offers flexibility, fun, and financial rewards, this one checked every box. The affordability of the deal made it accessible to a wide range of buyers, including first-time entrepreneurs. And because the seller had maintained those solid financials and clean operation, we were able to move quickly. The owner stepped in to continue the tradition and grow the brand further. It's a great reminder, Rob, not every successful story has to be about a multi-million dollar deal. Sometimes the best opportunities, they are small but mighty.
Yep, absolutely. Great job, Don. So, whether it's a high earning diner in Georgia, a seafood restaurant with real estate, or a family friendly ice cream shop in Virginia, these sold listings tell a much bigger story. They show that there's a market for every type of concept when it's priced correctly, when it's packaged well, and when it's represented by a certified restaurant broker. Each of these sellers had different goals, some wanting to retire, another wanting to pursue new ventures, but they all had one thing in common. They wanted a professional process, a qualified buyer, and a successful closing, and that's exactly what we delivered. For buyers, these examples show what's possible when you're ready to act on a solid opportunity, and for the sellers, it's proof that with the right broker and the right strategy, you can achieve a clean exit, protect your legacy, move on to your next chapter. That's the power of working with We Sell Restaurants.
That's it. Couldn't have said it better myself. So now let's move on and look at some additional brand new listings, and we'll kick things off with listing 28892, represented by certified restaurant broker Tamara Hamilton. Priced at $400,000, it's a profitable local franchise in Katy, Texas. Earnings, wow, big six figures on the books. It's fully turnkey. Franchise training and support is already in place. That new owner can step right in and continue operations with confidence. And what I love about this listing, it's the balance: strong profits, lifestyle, flexibility. You get the proven playbook of a franchise system, steady, loyal customers, and the security of knowing you're not starting from scratch. For buyers wanting earnings right away in a growing market, Tamara's listing 28892. It's a smart choice.
Yep. Okay. Let's move on to listing 28784. It is represented by certified restaurant broker Travis Keel. This one is special. Chelsea's Grill in Greenwood, Wisconsin, available with the real estate included at just $119,000.
That's unbelievable. That is like an unstoppable deal. That is such a great price point.
Business and real estate. That price point, right. It makes it a rare find, exactly. Not only taking over an established restaurant, but also gaining property ownership. That means you can build equity while running the business. No rent increases, no landlord approvals, just full control of your future. For a first-time buyer, it's a perfect way to lock in both a restaurant and a long-term investment. And for a seasoned operator, listing 28784 is a chance to expand your portfolio with real estate baked in.
I love it. And finally, let's talk about listing 28678, represented by certified restaurant broker Mark Dame. This is an incredible legacy restaurant in Florence, South Carolina for $1.4 million. Has exceptional cash flow year after year. It's been part of the community for decades, which means loyal customers, seasoned staff, and systems already at work. The scale of the business makes it a standout. You're stepping into serious profitability from day one, and it's the kind of listing that doesn't come around often because most owners hold on to these cash flow machines for life. But for someone looking to acquire a proven brand, strong history, immediate financial rewards. Listing 28678, Mark Dame, he's truly listed something that's a flagship opportunity.
And he's a really nice guy too. So
He is.
he's a really nice guy. So 3 hot listings, recapping, that show a range of opportunities available right now. Katy, Texas, with franchisor support, a property-backed restaurant in Greenwood, Wisconsin, at an incredibly affordable entry point, and a legacy cash flow powerhouse with decades of success in South Carolina. No matter where you are in your buying journey, first-time owner, experienced operator, investor, these listings demonstrate why working with a certified restaurant broker gives you access to opportunities that are profitable, practical, and positioned to perform.
And at different price points, Rob, right? So you can jump in at $119,000 or, be in there for $1.4 million, right? There was just such a wide range. So don't think it takes tons of money to get into this business. And continuing on at We Sell Restaurants, one of our core values is going beyond the transaction. It's never just about closing a deal. It's about supporting clients through every step of the journey and making sure they feel confident, informed, and valued. We want to create a customer service experience worth sharing. And in that vein, we're going to share 2 stories that highlights what it looks like in action. These are lifted straight from Google reviews from our actual customers.
Right. Ripped from the headlines. These testimonials are powerful because they show the difference between a broker who simply facilitates paperwork and one who truly advocates for client success. So let's start in North Carolina, Robin, where certified restaurant broker Sally Duran recently earned high praise from Tourist Rice on the purchase of a restaurant in South Carolina.
Tourist shared this. Working with Sally Duran on the purchase of our new restaurant in South Carolina was truly a wonderful experience. From start to finish, she made the process feel light, engaging, and refreshingly smooth. Sally was always just a phone call away, ready with answers, guidance, and an encouraging word when we needed it most. What really stood out was her dedication even after the deal was done. She just didn't disappear once the paperwork was signed. She continued to pick up the phone, genuinely interested in our success. Now we're exploring the possibility of expanding our portfolio, and we didn't think twice about who to call. Sure enough, Sally answered right away, just as enthusiastic and supportive as ever. If you're thinking about buying a restaurant in the Southeast, don't hesitate. Reach out to Sally. She's one of the best in the business, and more importantly, one of the kindest. What an incredible reminder that true client service doesn't stop at closing. Sally built a relationship that continues to deliver value long after the ink dried on those closing documents.
And it's exactly what sets our certified restaurant brokers apart. They don't disappear once the deal is signed. They remain trusted advisors, guiding clients as they grow, expand, or take on the next opportunity. So let's head back to South Carolina, where Wes Denny worked with our Charleston team.
Love the Charleston team because Wes shared the restaurant business is cutthroat, fast-paced, rewarding, demanding, creative, and nonstop. You have to execute on every single level, every single day, in the face of rising cost, competition, and long hours. What if it was time to move on and chase another dream? Brokerages don't begin to meet the criteria listed above. Typically, where do you turn to and who do you trust to sell your dream? Personally, I've seen the process go bad, real bad. We Sell Restaurants was strongly recommended to me by several in the restaurant community. And while I took the advice, I was still skeptical. The process, smooth. Communication was strong and the due diligence was incredible. If you need a partner on your side, if you need someone you can trust, call We Sell Restaurants. Wow. Powerful feedback, amazing words, and it captures the heart of what we do, Rob. Earning trust through professionalism, communication, and a seamless process.
Wow. Yeah, those are great words. If you're guiding first-time buyers like Tourist Rice or supporting seasoned operators like Wes Denny there, our brokers are delivering on the core values that define We Sell Restaurants. It's about integrity, it's about service, and it's about ensuring every client feels they had the right partner by their side from start to finish.
And switching gears, Rob, we had a great opportunity this week. We visited the University of Central Florida, met some amazing students enrolled in a professional selling program through the College of Business. It was a great night, flew by, so much talent and energy in the room.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm so glad we did that. We met students who moved from all over the world, some with finance majors who want to acquire sales skills to round themselves out. We met students who've already gone door to door doing sales. It was invigorating for us since we have a brand uniquely focused on sales. In fact, a franchise that is in the business of selling restaurants. With We Sell Restaurants, you're able to realize a sales dream right away. You're building a professional practice in one of the most dynamic industries in America.
Exactly, Rob. And what makes this franchise so unique is this niche that we occupy. Restaurants are bought and sold every single day. Retiring owners, franchise resales, entrepreneurs looking for their first location. But very few people have the tools and systems to manage that transition. That's where We Sell Restaurants comes in. We're the nation's only restaurant brokerage franchise, and that specialization gives our owners a powerful advantage.
So let's talk about what that means for lifestyle, Robin. Our franchise partners tell us the freedom is unmatched. Instead of a 70-hour restaurant work week, they're working professional schedules, meeting clients, negotiating deals, and making an impact in local communities. It's a business with banker's hours, but still deeply tied to the restaurant world that so many people are so passionate about.
And the support behind the brand makes all the difference. Franchisees don't need brokerage experience. We provide intensive training, certification, and ongoing education. On top of that, our national marketing, proprietary technology, and buyer database give every franchisee the resources to succeed from day one. It's not about going it alone. It's about plugging into a proven system that's built to perform.
Yeah, and buyers and sellers feel it as well. When they see the We Sell Restaurants name, they recognize the scale. Thousands of buyers in our database. Over $500 million in listings represented right now, and brokers who know restaurants better than anyone else. That brand credibility means more listings, more clients, and ultimately more income for our franchise partners.
So here's the bottom line. If you've ever thought, I want to own my own business, but I also want flexibility and freedom. If you've ever considered, like those young students we met this week, a career helping others find their dream, this could be your moment. The demand for restaurant brokerage has never been higher, and our franchise model is the only one designed specifically to meet the need. The first step is simple. Connect with us, learn more, and discover if We Sell Restaurants is the right path for your future. And continuing, Rob, not only with our franchise but others, one of the most overlooked strategies in franchise growth is also one of the most impactful, having a structured resale program. Too many franchisors focus only on new unit development, but the reality is this: every franchise system has turnover. Owners retire, relocate, shift priorities. Without a clear resale strategy, these transitions, they become risks instead of opportunity.
That's the key, Robin. When a franchisee exits without support, the unit can stumble, or worse, it could close. That doesn't just hurt the operator, it impacts the brand and the customers and the surrounding franchisees. But when a franchisor has a resale process in place, everyone wins. Outgoing franchisees capture value, incoming buyers step in smoothly, and the system keeps its strength and its continuity.
Exactly. And that's where We Sell Restaurants come in. We partner with franchisors nationwide to build resale pipelines that protect brand equity. Our certified restaurant brokers handle it all: buyer vetting, financial recasting, lease assignments, and compliance. The franchisor doesn't have to scramble or divert resources from development. Instead, they stay focused on growth, knowing resales are being managed by experts.
And what's exciting is that the conversation has shifted. Resales used to be seen as just one off transactions, almost a distraction, but today, the smartest franchisors are embracing them as a growth channel. They realize a strong resale program brings in fresh, energized owners who often outperform the outgoing operators. It's not just about keeping the doors open, it's about injecting new life and energy into the entire system.
And think about that, Rob. What is the message this is sending to candidates exploring that brand? When they see there's a resale program in place, there's more confidence in investing. They know there's a pathway out when the time comes, and that builds trust. Resales aren't just about exiting, they're about strengthening recruitment and reinforcing the long-term value of joining a franchise.
So there it is, a bottom line for franchisors. A structured resale strategy isn't just operational housekeeping, it's a brand growth tool. It keeps units performing, attracts stronger buyers, and protects the integrity of your entire system. So if you're leading development or operations, this is the time to make resales a formal part of your playbook. And that's exactly what we specialize in here at We Sell Restaurants.
Okay, and with all of that, which was a lot, it's a wrap for this week's top sales, listings, and franchise opportunities. Remember, if you're looking to buy, sell, or start a new career in restaurant brokerage, we would love to help.
And also remember, great restaurant deals move fast. So if something caught your eye here today, don't wait. Click the link in the comments or visit WeSellRestaurants.com to learn more.
If you enjoyed this live, hit the thumbs up button. Share this with anyone looking to buy or sell a restaurant.
And don't forget to follow our page so you never miss a new listing. We'll be back next Friday with more updates. Until then, have a great long weekend. And, of course, remember that our name says it all.
We Sell Restaurants.